I have some athlete friends, the professional athletes, who are actually very, very inclined towards spiritual thought because they've seen so much. These are cricketers again, seen so much glamour that then they start questioning that what's beyond
Yes.
the glamour. Uh, I'll take his name. It's Krunal Pandya. Whenever I'm in conversation with him, I feel that this person is meant to be a yogi because his thoughts are very, very deep as compared to the average person. And I told him that, you'd make a really good yogi. So he asked me why. So I said that you already have that sense of discipline and ferocity inbuilt inside your mind, which is what one needs for this path as well. And then you think deep and you're spiritually inclined. So he said, okay, one day maybe. I said, all right. And then the same conversation got me thinking about a lot of the people I've met on the show, like yourself, Rajeshi Nandi, Gauranga Das, all these people. Um, their pre-spiritual life always contained some discipline or hard work, which is what they used in their spiritual journey as well, because this journey requires a sense of routines, discipline, self strictness. Parallelly, when one visits places like Banaras, Rishikesh, Haridwar, any of these Tirthastans, you'll always find a lot of young people who on the surface seem like they're spiritually inclined. Vrindavan as well. But once you get into conversation with them, you realize that there are some of them who are actually escaping real life.
Mm-hmm.
That they've run away from something and are trying to have these spiritual practices, but are not being able to keep up because they don't have a sense of routines within the spiritual practice as well. I've come to realize, at least for me, this constant study and constant actual practice, praying,
Yes.
meditating, this is the key.
Yes.
But not everyone can do that because people don't have that sense of discipline from the material life.
Yeah.
Which is why there is a part of me that always thinks that, you need to do something materially first. Just to have that sense of human discipline. It could be as simple as, like in Gauranga Das's case, he is an IIT graduate. If anyone's given the exam that you give to get into IIT, it's one of the most difficult exams in the world.
Absolutely.
Requires a sense of discipline. Then post his college, he got into monkhood. But he was a successful monk
Yeah.
because he had that sense of routines. This is what not too many people speak about.
Yes.
Even the spiritual life is not easy, and it is definitely not for escapists.
No. So a part of the Ashtanga, in the yoga philosophy, the Bahiranga sadhana and Antaranga sadhana. Antaranga sadhana is dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Now, this is not only for yogis, it's for common people as well, outside. For instance, you see a sportsman, because you mentioned a sportsman. You see a sportsman. Dharana means ekagrata of energy, concentration. And it starts with yam and niyam. That means yam and niyam. That means you have to take certain vows that I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to have late nights, I'm not going to waste my energy here. I'm going to choose whom I'm going to move with. These are all yam niyams for an ordinary man. Asan, that means every day practice 4 a.m. in the morning, go for a run, and for a sportsman I'm talking about, okay? Then pranayam, some kind of a breath work they do to expand their lungs and, have better lungs, better breathing. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar. Pratyahar means withdrawal. Now they have to consciously withdraw themselves from a way of life if they want to come into the next step of dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Pratyahar is a bridge for all common people. This will apply what I'm saying. Now, if you want to go on the other side of experiences, then pratyahar is a bridge between the bahiranga sadhana and the antaranga sadhana. First, you have to make choices, intelligent choices in your life, and then take pratyahar to jump on the other side, which is dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Now, once the person has come here, he will converge all his energy towards his practice, the bullseye. And dhyana, at some point he will transcend. It's like, for instance, he gave that shot. If it's a tennis player, he gave that shot and he didn't know how it happened. Transcendence is like transcending your human limitation and going into the realm of unlimited potential. And then samadhi is the pivotal and the zenith point of success, be it any field you talk about. The same sequence, what I said just now, can apply to a musician who wants to really taste the apex of success, the same sequence will apply. Be it a scientist, scientists, they look like mad people towards the end of their, sadhana. I call it sadhana because they are into research. They believe in what's going to come out of it, and they pratyahar, they withdraw from everything. Then there is dharana, dhyan, samadhi, even for a scientist. He may not shower, he may not eat, he may not see anything. He may be closed in a room for like hours and days together to just find what he wants to find. Then he achieves samadhi. So this philosophy, the Indian philosophy, we have darshan. Darshan means there are different schools of philosophy in India. Vedanta being one of them. Yoga, what I am just referring to, is one of them. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, we have Sankhya philosophy that talks of Shiva and Shakti. When we talk about Dash Mahavidyas, we'll talk about that. So these philosophies are schools of thought, but coming from the same roots, from the Vedas. It's coming from the same roots. So this yoga philosophy can be applied to anybody. Anybody who wants to go on the other side and taste the zenith of his, passion, whatever passion. If musicians, they also need to follow all these Ashtanga, right? Even for a sadhu. So again, now when you come into the dharana, dhyan, samadhi stage, we were talking about work. Now dharana, dhyan, samadhi is good, but how long can I sit and meditate? If I take my own example, how long can I sit and meditate? Sometimes I sit for 2 hours, 3 hours, but not always. It's just like 45 minutes or 1 hour and I'm acha bas ho gaya. You start yawning, or there's body's lethargy, and there's body's remnants of all impurities of human life which are there, and distractions. Then you feel hungry, you want to go and eat something, etc. So when you're not to that level of meditating or doing any kind of a practice, your karma indriyas and jnana indriyas have to be kept occupied fruitfully for, as a part of your sadhana. That means utilize this. So we do seva. I may take a broom and I might sweep something, or I might decorate, I might do some gardening, or I might go to the temple, I might clean the idol, or do something there, offer something as a seva. Karma indriyas and jnanindriyas are a very inevitable part of engaging them as a part of your sadhana in the service of God. So that becomes your karma yoga then. Yeah.
The escapists that you come across, who probably have good intention on some very core level.
Yeah, of course.
But are not able to follow it up through the path that you spoke
I
about.
see many of them come to Rishikesh. I meet many of them, and I look at them with a lot of compassion and a lot of love, because at least the fire is ignited. At least the fire is ignited, and they're not lost in ignorance of the world. They find solace when they come. Even if they come just for a weekend, they find solace sitting by the river, looking at the mountain, gazing at the sun, rising sun, or they go to the temples. At least it could be an escape, no doubt about it, but something is ignited inside. And so it's a journey. Ranveer, we are, one lifetime we are taking too seriously. It's too long, we think. It's not too long. For God, it's just a blink of an eye. It's a very small time from the soul's point of view. It's okay, he says, you want to relax, you relax. You want to do a corporate job, do it. You want to earn money, you want to have so-and-so, do it. I'll take you next life. Again on the journey. So this knocking, this calling that comes, and the more it comes, understand you're closer to his love and closer to experiencing him.
Hey, if you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out all the other clips we've uploaded on this channel. You'll find a clip related to almost every single topic, as long as you're willing to search for it.